Hello and welcome to this week's edition of In the Shark's Eye with our tipster, Michael Sharkie. Good afternoon, Michael.
Good afternoon, Beck. It's very blowy out here today, isn't it?
It certainly is, but anyway, we'll press on. Now, last week you tipped the three best bets. They all came through. You're on fire.
Yeah, I didn't manage to have any on actually, but I hope the viewers out there got on and got some money out of it. So yeah, pretty glad that they all got up.
Now, we've got two Metropolitan race meetings starting with Moonee Valley tomorrow night. Give us your best bet.
I think we'll look at race 6, number 4, A Little Volcanic, Beck. This mare's been going really well. All 3 runs this prep have been terrific. She was fourth, actually, really good run in a stakes race there at Flemington 2 runs back. Then she went to Sandown, ran a really good race on a heavy track with top weight, led and was just collared late. But I think back onto a firmer surface around the valley, if she finds the front early or maybe just sits off the leader, she's going to be very hard to catch.
Great, and your best each way?
I think the best each way will make race 7, number 2, T.O. Rossa. This mare, she's only a tiny little thing, so weight's the key here, and the claim for Adam McCabe gets her in just a kilo above the minimum, which looks really good for the field she's going to take on. Not a hell of a lot of depth here. 2 runs back, she beat the boys, and that looks like a good form race. Diaria's come out of that race and won at the next start rather. I think the last start you can forgive it at Sandown. Very heavy track, didn't suit her. Back to her home track, or her favourite track rather, being trained at Cranbourne, of course. I think around the $5 mark, she shouldn't miss a place.
Great, and finally for Moonee Valley, your best roughie.
Yeah, going a bit left field here. Race 5's a pretty tough race. There's some quite promising horses going around here, but number 11, Tycoon Rob, I think will make the best roughie. Look, his win first up at Cranbourne was quite impressive. It was obviously a lower grade race, a maiden race, but he showed a nice turn of foot there when coming from back in the field, and he did lose his spot there coming to the 400. Just got shuffled back, but once he found some open room, he really hit the line hard. I think he's definitely one you need to include in your trifectas and first fours.
Fantastic. We've got the Christmas meeting here at Flemington on Saturday. Your best bet there?
I think we'll make the best bet an improving stayer, race 4, number 8, Titus Vinius from the Robbie Lang stable. He's coming up through the grades at a rate of knots, this horse. He won last Friday at Moonee Valley actually. It was a really good win. He got back, he looked like he was struggling to handle the tight corners there at the Valley, but once he got straight and found some gaps, he really hit the line hard. He really attacked the line, which is what I liked about this horse's win. Did the same at Cranbourne the start previous. I think the big track here at Flemington will suit him, and around the $6 mark will make him the best bet.
Great, and each way here at Flemington?
Each way, well, Turak Toff resumes in race 5, but I think we'll go around him. I think with the weight and the fact that he's primed to peak a little bit later in the summer, Beck, we might go around him and make Broken, number 9, the best each way bet. He's a really good fresh horse, this bloke. His 2 runs at Flemington have been good. He was actually, his last time we saw him was second in the Creswick Stakes behind Double Annie. He was only narrowly beaten on that occasion, and Double Annie went on to race really well in some good stakes races during the spring. I think first up here, he's going to be around the $6 or $7 mark. He's a good each way bet. I don't think he should miss the place, and with a little bit of luck he might beat Turak Toff.
Very good. And finally, your final bet for the weekend, your best roughie here at Flemington.
It's a tough one at Flemington. There's not a lot of roughies that I would recommend that you have anything on. It looks a day that the horses around the top end of the betting should really be winning the races. But in race 2, number 4, Ballet Point, she's a lightly raced horse that is coming up through some lesser grade races. She was first up at Mornington, hit the line really well over 1,000 metres, but her form earlier in her career suggests that she's well and truly up to this class. I think that race says that she's going in the right direction, and she's going to be sort of around the $15, $16 mark here. Definitely one to include in the exotics. Maybe a good place bet as well.
Thanks, Michael. Well, you can find all Michael's tips at thelastwordracing.com.au. Happy punting over the weekend.